In the process of rushing from one commitment to the next, meeting deadlines and responding to external demands, many of us lose touch with our emotions. Recognizing a feeling as it happens is the keystone or the cornerstone to emotional intelligence and enhancing our personality. Not only do you need to be aware of your emotions, you need to be aware of your strengths and your weaknesses. The Deen of Islam lays a great deal of stress and importance on self-awareness. Allah Rabbul Izzah says, وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّذِينَ نَسُوا اللَّهَ فَأَنْسَاهُمْ أَنفُسَهُمْ. Do not be like those who forgot Allah, and so they forgot their own selves. Look at a typical situation. Your kid is being rude or misbehaving. You may be tempted to instinctively mete out a punishment. You may insult, give a sarcastic retort, or even, chop them down to size in whatever way you think he or she deserves. But what you need to remember is that in the situation of power, you can do as you please, but you're also modeling behavior. Is that the only way you can deal with the situation? Is this the way I would like my kids to deal with a situation when they are in a similar situation? And that is where self-awareness comes into the picture. To be attentive to your own emotion. When the child is rude, what emotion am I feeling? Am I angry? Am I annoyed? Do I feel undermined? To be in touch with these emotions. Self-awareness is the ability to understand your own emotion and the impact that that emotion has on your performance. You know what you are feeling and why, and how it helps or hurts what you're trying to do. So it seems like pretty obvious that we need to know our emotions. But once we know our emotions, we need to regulate that. And as humans, we experience a variety of emotions and a variety of thoughts. And to be able to be acutely in tune with that, Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu was the Khalif. And out of the blue, he one day went onto the mimbar and he gave a short sermon. And in his sermon, all he said, "Oh, I remember when you were a shepherd and used to look after the flock of such and such tribe for a few dates." Very, very short sermon, and then he came down from the mimbar and he went away. And some people were astounded. And one of the close companions went and said, "Oh, Amirul Mu'mineen." He was the Amirul Mu'mineen at that time. What was this all about? What were you talking about? It doesn't make sense. All you've done is you've embarrassed yourself. And Sayyidina Umar said that the thought had come to my mind that, "Oh, Umar, you are now the Khalif. You are in such a important position. You have all the power." And while those thoughts came to me, I thought, let me teach my nafs a lesson and remind it of its origins. Sayyidina Umar was so in tune with himself, and he took certain steps to regulate his own behavior. And that is what we need to understand. We need to be mindful of our own behavior. Mindfulness is the quality of state of being consciously aware of something in the present moment. It's like a workout for your brain. You train your brain by regulating your attention in a specific manner. Mindfulness is a term we hear a lot today. It's generally understood to be a form of meditation and self-awareness. And you tend to picture this bald-headed person sitting cross-legged, closed eyes with an orange color shawl around him in a state of peace and calm. And that is mindfulness. It is linked to, Buddhism and Zen practices. That is what we hear about. But what we don't understand is that there's a deeper meaning to this from an Islamic perspective. When we talk of muraqabah, then it is about watching over your own self. And the purpose is ultimately to gain a heightened awareness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A believer in a state of muraqabah is continuously full knowledge of Allah, that Allah is aware of him inwardly and outwardly. And that's why he keeps an eye on his intentions, his thoughts, and his emotions. What tends to be the case is, instead of responding to situations, we react. Reacting is an unconscious process. There's an emotional trigger. We unconsciously act to relieve that trigger. Someone's irritating you, you snap at the person and tell them a whole lot of nonsense. Responding is a conscious process where you identify how you feel and you decide how you'd like to respond. I'm feeling irritated at this moment. Let me explain to that person that now is not the right time. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam advised us, If you're angry and you're standing, sit down. If you're sitting, lie down. Make wudu, drink water, hold water in your mouth. These are all ways to self-regulate. Our essence of life is our breath. We can learn to self-regulate through our breathing. An easy way to do this is the 4-7-8 method. Breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, and breathe out for 8 seconds. And when you do this, you change your own state. And you then move towards a state of mindfulness. When you are mindful, you are keenly aware of yourself and your surroundings. You are aware of your thoughts and feelings, and you do not react to them in a way that you would if you are on autopilot, which we tend to be most of the time. So by being mindful of our emotions and thoughts, that is how we'll gain mastery of our emotions and thoughts and behavior, and that will make us a better person, a nicer person, and a more likable person.